Hey guys, welcome to my MGS1 Big Boss run on Extreme. So I'm starting a fresh file on Extreme because if you go from an old file, if you load up an old save to start the game, you'll start with either the bandana or the stealth camo, which will look bad on your ranking, since you can still get Big Boss with those, but I still find it cheating. So to get Big Boss, what you have to do is beat the game on Extreme, finish it in 3 hours or less, use no continues, use 1 or less rations, kill 25 or less, be found 4 times or less. Those happen automatically anyway, so you can't be found once. And it's debated how many times you can save, either 80 times or less, but I'd say just save as least as you can, just because it looks a lot better. So right now, I'm just waiting here for the elevator to drop. There'll be a guard in it, but right now, this is the best place to hide. Every time that guy comes around the corner, you should hide on the right side, just because he looks in there. But pretty much here, you're safe. So you have to wait, I think it's almost 2 minutes for it to fall, the elevator. But yeah, right here, you can't be seen at all. So this game, it's ranked the second hardest of the Metal Gear Solid games, not including Metal Gear 1, 2, or the other ones, to get the highest rank on, the hardest being MGS2, which is absolutely insane. Third hardest to people is usually MGS3, and then finally MGS4, just because for that you can supposedly get unlimited saves, but I haven't tried that yet. Don't really want to try it, I'm not really interested in that game. So right now, it's just a lot of waiting. You'll know when the elevator's about to come down, when I think it's the assistant director shows up. Right after that, the elevator will come down, and you're going to have to dodge this guard again. This is definitely my favorite Metal Gear Solid game. It's the first one, but I still feel it's the best. It has the best story, controls, and everything. Boss fights are amazing. MGS2 is another story. I just hate that game. Mainly because it's an overdose of difficulty. And the big boss requirements are absolutely insane. So right now, I'll be sneaking onto the elevator. You don't really have to worry about this guy, you can just sneak in. Even if you get in and he has a question mark above his head, he won't see you. So that's pretty good. Now we'll finally be getting to some real action, once all these cutscenes finish. Yeah, for these, you gotta hurry through the cutscenes and the codec calls because they do count towards your time. So just keep mashing X until the gameplay appears. You have to be pretty quick at it just to make it go at its full speed. It's boring waiting through these cutscenes. But yeah, as I said, it's my favorite game. The third game is probably my second favorite. And I haven't really tried Peace Walker yet. I really don't like it that much from what I've played. So now we're meeting the characters for the first time, but since we're going as fast as we can through this game, we don't really care about them. So from here, you have to watch out for these searchlights. I got a bit too close to them right here. But right in the middle there is our chaff grenades. These disable basically everything electronic, cameras, gun cameras, etc. And these are the stun grenades, obviously, they stun people. So, before you run into that room with the stun grenades, be sure to throw a chaff, just to knock out that camera. And right there we get our pistol, which we're going to need later on. During the first fight, that will be coming up real soon. I'm taking the top way in, because there's 2 ways into Shadow Moses, but the top way I feel is a lot safer, because on the bottom there's a guy guarding it. He's asleep, but he can wake up very easily. Plus, there are a few more benefits to actually going through here. The video's kind of dark on this, since I'm in an event right now, but I'll soon be out of it. Now, the benefits to going through the top, there's 3 of them. First, you get more chaff grenades, which you'll need quite a lot throughout the game. Second, you'll get the thermal goggles. And third, you won't have to get near the second guard on the bottom floor. This guard, the second guard, he's only there until you go down to the prison cell. After that, you don't have to worry about him because he'll be on the top floor, which you'll never have to go to again if you do this. The only problem with going through this vent, I feel, is that it's much longer to get through, so it's not the fastest route, but I do feel it's the safest. And if you're not quick enough outside when trying to go through this vent, there's a guard to the left that will see you most of the time if you're not fast enough. So when going through this, you can make as many saves as you want, really, but I feel more accomplished by doing as less saves as you can. Right there I throw a chaff, because when I collect it, no matter what, I'll get full chaffs again, since I can only pick up 3. So I just waste one, just so I don't waste one of the chaffs by picking them up. Plus I had to get past that camera. Now, if you just run quickly, you can avoid this camera and just run down the stairs. But once you hit the middle, you gotta look in first person and wait for this guard to pass by. So now you go to the elevator. Usually, when you get to an elevator, you should press the button twice, because it makes the elevator go a lot faster, just so you don't get caught by that second guard. Now we're heading to level B1, where the prison cells are, and the first fight should be coming up real soon. Now, a cool thing about this place is there's a vent right there to the right, and if you can maneuver yourself in without going into first person, you can actually glitch yourself and skip at least half of the game and save about maybe 30 minutes. What I'm doing here is going down one of the passageways of the vent to get more bullets, just to make this fight a bit easier, because once the fight starts, I'll have 24 bullets instead of 12, which will make shooting the guys a lot easier. And so I don't have to keep running for ammo. And this fight coming up, oh god, I think it's the hardest one in the game, just because your health is so low. And this basically determines if you're actually going to get Big Boss or not, since you can only use 1 or less rations. This isn't a no ration run, by the way. I do use 1, but that's a long time from now. So right now I'm skipping some pretty long cutscenes where the DARPA chief dies. Spoilers. But this is where I'm going to make my first save. I recommend making a save here, just because you don't want to die at the guard fight and have to restart all that again. So some awkward cuts, and now we have to wait for someone to open the door for us. Right there, you hear a big fight's going on outside. And right, that sound you heard of the guy getting knocked over, that's actually Johnny, one of the main characters in the game. We'll see him again in future games, and actually later on in this run. He's not the greatest character, but whatever. So now we take on the first fight of this game. As I said, it's one of the hardest, especially not to get hit. So what you have to do, you have to kill these first 3 guards, because Meryl will not shoot. But from now on, she will actually shoot the guards. But depending on how her AI is going, she might do well or she might not. So that's why you need to make that save. And I always throw a stun here just to make sure I don't get hit by these guys, and so Meryl can take one out. Sometimes if you throw the stun, the guy in the middle, he will... I think he actually dies from it, because it just disappears. Which is useful, but he didn't in this run. And if you were just going for beating this game on extreme, I'd say pick up as many rations as you can and use them as much as you want. Because this game is really not generous with health compared to the other games where they automatically recharge your health if you're just standing still or something. So now they're going to throw 3 grenades in the room, so I hide up in the left corner so I don't get hit by them. And basically what you're supposed to do is just run in kind of a moon shape, a half moon shape around the bottom. And yeah, I kind of lost a bit of health, half my health, but whatever. I'd say if you lose any more, definitely restart, because you won't be getting any health back until at least midway through the game, after the torture scene. So now, skipping more cutscenes, and a quick codec call. Now we're going down to B2, where we're close to our first boss fight of the game. Again, I did the double click on the button so the elevator would come much faster. So down here, what you have to do is blow up the walls with C4. Certain parts of the walls are discolored just because the terrorists had to fill them in. I think it's the terrorists that had to fill them in once they took over Shadow Moses. But I recommend blowing up this wall for later, which we'll see. So what you're supposed to do is run into this room to the right. I'm not sure if I do it here. Yeah, you're supposed to run in there and get some grenades, which you'll need for the second boss fight of the game. And right there, I just made another save. The second boss fight is the hardest of all the boss fights, in my opinion. Actually, I think it's the hardest. A lot of them can be pretty hard. This one used to be the hardest until I started getting his pattern down. He's one of the most popular bosses in MGS, Revolver Ocelot. He can be kind of random to what he does, but if you can combo him by constantly shooting him, he can be pretty easy. So right here, we're just running around this square-shaped arena, but you can't touch the middle because that'll set off bombs in the middle. Then we get to listen to the awesome groaning of President Baker, which is just amazing. So he has 6 shots in his gun, and once he runs out of those 6 shots, he'll pause in one place and start reloading, which gives you a chance to shoot him. He can also shoot basically across the map at you. He can also ricochet bullets off walls, which can be really annoying. But what I recommend doing is chasing after him, shooting him, but once you shoot him, kind of go over to the left or to the right, whichever direction is better for you, because he'll always shoot back at you. And yeah, depending on how many times you hit him, he can either get kind of a bit easier, or he can just run away really fast and get away from you. Always try to keep on his tail, because if he gets away from you and you can't see him, it doesn't end well. So now, skipping even more long cutscenes. I think if I was to watch these cutscenes, that would take 17 minutes, and yeah, you definitely don't want to do that. So it's just a black screen while I skip through everything. So now, we leave here, and in the part of the level I was before, where I got the C4, there'll be guards there now. They're not too big of a problem, but they can be later on when you come back to get the sniper rifle, which I found a good path to avoiding them there. And what I should be doing now is holding chaffs or stuns in my hand, because if you hold grenades in your hand, you actually run faster. I'm not sure if it skips some frames, but you do run faster. So always throw that guy over your shoulder, and he won't go into alert mode like in the future games. He'll just turn around and go, huh? And always when you get in the elevator, call Meryl on her codec, because if you do it normally, just outside the level, it takes forever, like at least 3 minutes for her to contact you again. But if you do it in the elevator, once you hit the top floor, she'll call you back. I'm not sure why it does this, but hey, it works. This is just a really long codec scene. And Meryl is just a horrible character. There's really not much I can say about this except a lot of text. In the future games, it's really good because you don't have to hold hit X as much. All you have to do is hold triangle and it'll basically skip the whole thing for you, which makes it a lot better. So you see now she's calling you, which is better than waiting 3 minutes. Now, this part can be a bit difficult, depending on your depth perception, and this is why I got the thermal goggles. Well, this is one of the reasons. Because in this area, there's lasers that can be pretty tough to avoid, as I said, depending on your depth perception. And if you hit one of them, it's basically game over because gas fills the room and kills you. It doesn't kill you right away, it makes you suffer through it. So, now, right when you reach this loading zone, I'd say it's another good time to make a save, which I do. Because this boss coming up is just... ugh. I think it's the most random boss in the game, which makes it really difficult. And watch out in those earlier areas of there, because there's claymores around. There's 5 of them. You can find 4 of them along the tank tracks, and one of them up along this left area. So at the beginning of this fight, you should throw a claymore, a chaff, sorry, and then go up the left with your claymores. Wait for this gunner to stop shooting, and plant a claymore out there. Now, hopefully the tank will actually run over your claymore. Sometimes it doesn't, even though it looks like it will, which is really annoying. But once it does hit it, like that, it will actually slow down the tank. And it seems to be random how much damage the claymore actually does to the tank, because it can either slow him down a bit, or it can slow him down to its minimum. And now I have to throw grenades onto the top of the tank at the gunner. If you hit around the gunner with the grenade, it does quarter damage, but if you get it right in the gunner's hole into the tank, it takes off half, which totally kills the first gunner. Now it's rinse and repeat for this part. I am really horrible at grenade throwing, so this is definitely the hardest boss for me. And plus, basically if the tank runs you over, it's almost a one-hit kill depending on how your health is, and you don't want to get hit by it. There is a way to not use a chaff during this. If you run up the left immediately and just hold the wall, the second tank shell will hit one of the snow mounds, and it won't hit you at all. But what I do right here is I go back out and I get some chaff grenades that are scattered around just for later in case I need them. You really don't need them, but I just did it to show you guys. Also, if you want more grenades, they're there as well, but you really don't need them for the rest of the game. And until a few recent playthroughs, I'd never really even noticed these chaffs, because I always just wanted to get out of this place because of that stupid tank. So it's good to know the areas of all the chaffs, because some parts later are really difficult without chaffs, or close to impossible, depending on your timing, which we'll see probably in the next 45 minutes to a half an hour. So this part, I think it's, they disable your weapons, so you can't use them in here because it's filled with nuclear warheads or whatever, and you don't want to set those off. But the enemies can still shoot you, but they're wearing hazmat suits, so they can't be affected. So in this room, you definitely can't be seen at all. I always take the left way up, just because I don't want to have to deal with the security cameras to the right, because there's 2 of them, and it takes a lot longer. So now we go down to B1, where we have to get our first rocket-based weapon, the Nikitas. They're remote control rockets. These are really useful throughout this game. Either just for things that were intended in the game, or just ways to cheat bosses a bit faster. So yeah, if you run out of the elevator into that room really quickly, you won't have to worry about the guard seeing you, but you should just hang around in there until the guard passes you, just so you won't be detected. So now, on this floor, we have to deal with two hazards. Gas and an electrified floor. Sorry. Now we're getting a special codec call from someone we don't know. Grey Fox. So now we have to shoot the Nikita down the hallway and guide it into a room that's controlling these electrified floors. But along the way, there's gun cameras ready to shoot your Nikita down. But I messed this one up because sometimes the controls are a bit weird on it. Just because of the D-pad. Since most of this game I do use the D-pad, but sometimes I have to use the stick, the control stick. But this rocket I do make it through. And this does not shut off the gas, this just shuts off the floor, so you still have to run through this area. But Snake does have a very large O2 meter, so you don't really have to worry about air that much. Except for right now, where I'm about to die. But so I just go out here, refill my air, run back in. Always go to this first room to the right to get the FAMAS, because you're going to need it a lot throughout this game, especially in the later guard fights. And always watch out for this gun camera, because it can get you pretty easily if you're not paying attention. And now we're nearing the third fight of the game, which isn't too bad. As you see, I'm running with the grenades, so I'm running a bit faster.
It's a ghost.
No, it's not a ghost. It's my friend that loves killing people. Yeah, so you make a save here just in case you do fail at this boss, because he has quite a few one-hit kill moves with this health. Especially in his third phase, which is his final phase. Or fourth phase, sorry, because this first part counts as a phase. So right now he has his sword, but all you can do is punch him, because if you try shooting him, he'll just come after you and do some serious damage, because he doesn't like when people use guns. And plus, they really don't even do any damage to him. The only thing that really does damage to him are your chaffs, which you shouldn't waste at all, and your fists. So throughout this, you just do a punch-punch-kick combo. And always stay close to him, just so he doesn't get too far away, because if he gets far away, he'll come around and basically somersault into you and almost kill you instantly. So right now, his pattern is you punch, punch, kick, he dives away, you chase him to that area, punch, punch, kick. But for that, what you have to do is dodge out of the way, but once he hits the ground, you can run back over and punch, punch, kick him. So this is another part you should use the thermal goggles for, because now he's invincible. You can still see him without it, because there's a black spot on the ground, but I don't recommend it. So right now I'm just looking around, because he spawns in 6 areas, 3 on the left, 3 on the right. And if he spawns in a really far area, what you should do is just wait in your area, wait for him to run up to you, and punch, punch, kick so he can't finish his combo on you. So I stay in this area just for the fact when he hits his last phase, I guess, he'll spawn there. Right here, he will start teleporting, and that punch is a one-hit kill, from what I remember. So just the usual punch, punch, kick. He'll say some lines and that. I'm not sure if it's random or not, or it's just how long you take. Sometimes he'll teleport more than once. He can teleport up to 3 times, but I think that's when his health is really low. But I don't think he does it in this. Before, I've done the punch punch kick, but after doing that, he will actually teleport again and almost hit me, but that happens really rarely. And once he hits almost no health, you better run away because he explodes and it does a lot of damage. You're supposed to shoot him, but not during this part until he teleports over here. Just shoot him with a couple of bullets because it only takes 1 bullet to knock him back. And once you hit him a 3rd time, that's it. So now it's just a whole bunch more cutscenes. But we meet Otacon, another recurring character in this series. I really like Otacon in this game. He's not as whiny as the other games until maybe later on when he falls for Sniper Wolf. So yeah, now it's just more wading through cutscenes. I'm not sure if these are the longest cutscenes in the game or not, unless that's near the end, but these do take a really long time. So you're going to be seeing a lot of black screen. So yeah, Gray Fox, or Ninja, as they call him right now, he's not too bad, but he does have a lot of one-hit kills. And during those earlier parts,
I'll show you.
where he's just dodging, then trying to hit you from on top, he can hit you with this move if you stay too close to him that will knock you on the ground and probably kill you. But I think he rarely does that. So always try to keep a bit of distance between you and him. But other than that, he's not bad at all. So right now I'm just wiping down my face because that's what he does at the end of every boss fight. And collect all the items in here, like the FAMAS ammo, SOCOM ammo, etc. Especially the chaffs, which are at the bottom left. You can collect these during the battle if you want, but usually you'd have to get away from Gray Fox, which is not a very good move, because he can always sneak up and kill you. So, look at all that damage he did. And of course I switched to a grenade again so I can run faster. And in this game, you always have to equip your keycard to go through a door. It's not like in the later games where you can just have it and go through these doors. Once you go through that door, always stay up to the top because that gun camera will see you and kill you. And always get these stun grenades because you won't be returning here until much later for another special item. So now I have to go find Meryl. For what reason, I forget. I haven't really paid attention to the story for a long time. So to find her, you have to go into this room, and she'll be to the left. I had some bad luck with it because I actually shot her, but for some reason she didn't notice me. So I had to run in again. But you always have to watch out because there's another guard right there who may see you or hear you when you shoot. You don't have to shoot at her, but it makes noise so she'll notice you easier. But of course she's being an idiot. 3rd time's the charm, and there we go. You know it's her because you won't go into alert mode and she'll just start running.
Don't move.
But on this floor you only have to worry about 2 other guards. One is using the restroom, and there's that one in the big room. And there's our first actual view of Meryl.
Okay, let's go. I know this place better than you. I'll be point man. Follow me.
Okay, so now I wouldn't call it like an escort mission, but she's with you for a good portion of this.
That's strange. There's no guard.
What happened to the music?
And now there's no guards around on this floor, so
Make
what
sure
you can
you're
do
ready, okay?
is go into that big room and collect all the supplies you'll need for later without having to dodge the guard. Always get those stun grenades, because all these stun grenades become really important later on, so you shouldn't use them until that point. So yeah, collect all the ammo you can. And the diazepam down here you'll need very soon, actually. Night vision goggles you won't really need. I never had a use for them. And definitely get this cardboard box, because near the end of the game I actually found a use for it. And it's pretty necessary to Big Boss, unless you do some really complicated way of getting past a guard. So now I made a cut just to save, so that was kind of awkward. But I just don't want to die here and have to face Grey Fox again. Even though he's not really that hard, it's just annoying to have to do it again. So this boss coming up, he is the most predictable boss in the game.
Come on, Mr. Foxhound. The commander is waiting.
He always does the same patterns. He never really changes. There's been a few times where he skipped a phase, but that doesn't happen much. And I actually didn't mean to hit Meryl there, but whatever. She deserves it. Oh my god, what's wrong with Meryl? I wonder... So now for this, you just gotta punch her. Punch her 4 times. Sometimes you can skip it by, when you're going to punch her the 3rd time, just punch her once, then punch her another 3 times. I'm not sure if it works on this phase of punching or not. But this boss, you really need the thermal goggles for to finish him fast. Also, here you have to switch controllers to the 2nd port. Just because Psycho Mantis can't read what you're going to do next. Because if you leave it in the 1st port, he'll predict your movements and move out of the way. It's still possible to beat him like that, but it's going to take a long time. Putting into the 2nd port isn't exactly necessary, because there's statues on the left, and if you shoot them, for some reason that stops them, because you're shooting the mask. So now he does this part, but you can easily avoid it if you just stay on the left. And any chance you get, basically take a shot at him, because he has an enormous health bar, which I think takes 36 shots. And through... Oh, these are really dangerous if you let them hit you, because there's really no way to avoid them except going prone on the ground. So now, he'll always come over to this section, bring these 3 things. You don't have to go prone there, you can just go, like, sit on your knees, but whatever. You can always get 3 shots here before he does his little Hideo black screen thing. That doesn't look right on a computer. But now, he'll go back to teleporting. Well, not really teleporting, but just moving around the area. He can move to, I think it's 7 parts? Yes, it's 7 parts. But he's kind of predictable if you use the thermals, because you're going to see where he's going to go. So again, just stay on this left side, avoiding these chairs. You can avoid him by just going prone, but whatever. Because it is possible to get out from being prone, and while he's doing the chairs, you can get in between them and shoot him. But I just didn't want to take any risks. Again, watch out for these. And while I wait for those to disappear, I always like to go to this part of the room and get ready for him to come over here. It's possible to get 3 shots before those things try to hit you. But I don't risk it, because sometimes he'll just go to a different part of the room and you won't be able to get shots here. So now it'll skip the Hideo thing, because that just got really old. And now he'll just, again, do 3 times around the room, throwing either a table or a shield at you, I don't know what it is. Then he'll go back to his phase again. It is possible to hit him through these chairs, but I wouldn't waste the ammo. Because it's, I think it's pretty weird hit detection until that phase is done. So shoot him again. Always stay close to him, so those vases in the middle don't hit you. Every time this phase comes along, he'll always go back up to the desk. So just crawl back to this section and get up. Now we've hit the midway point. So more punching in Meryl. And never let Meryl shoot you, because that does a lot of damage. And as you punch Meryl here, he'll throw his shields at you. You can skip the third bit of punching if you, on the second time, you hit Meryl once and you hit her 3 times. It just skips it. It's a way of speeding things up. So now this is the final time he'll get Meryl up, but you only need to punch her 3 times once. And if you're not quick enough, she'll kill herself. But luckily we were right there. Sometimes when you're trying to punch her, she'll, like, your punches will phase through depending on how close you are, and she'll shoot you. Now he'll go around the map a bit faster this time and just continuously throw these shields or tables at you. And he actually hits me here, ruining my no damage boss run. But that wouldn't have lasted anyway. So now you just follow him around. Without these thermal goggles, you'd have to go in first person to know where he is, because you can see through his mask, because it's like you're reading his mind that way. So yeah, you just follow him around and shoot him. You can't shoot him when he starts blinking, so you always have to wait for him just to be solid color. Then once you hit him enough, when his health goes to the end of his name, he'll just go in the middle and throw 3 of his attacks at once at you. So you just wait for those to go away, shoot him once. Now for this part, it's actually pretty easy, because you go down here and you just aim your shots. And now when he does this little chair thing, he won't move with him. He'll just stay in one spot, and you can just shoot him as much as you want. And there we go. He's definitely one of the longest bosses just because of his insane health bar, but he's easily taken out. So, I say he's one of the easiest in the game just because of that really repetitive way he tries to attack you, just the same movements over and over again. But if you have low health, one mistake could just cost you the whole thing, having to repeat it all again. So if you didn't collect all the ammo when doing that fight, you can just collect it around. And now we go out here to a really fun part where you have to dodge wolves. The wolves always go in the same patterns depending on which area you come out. If you come out from the south side or the north side. But they can be really annoying because sometimes they like to go to sleep for some reason and you have to wait for them. They do a lot of damage if they see you. See, that was a pretty good way, good spot for the wolf to be, because usually I'd have to wait for him to go all the way around, because they spawn randomly when you come through that door. And again, it's pretty dark here, so you can't really see what I'm doing that well, but I guess this would be a pretty good place for night vision, but again, it really never changes on any difficulty. It's always the same way of going about things.
Snake, what's wrong? I thought you were good with dogs.
Yeah, shut up, Meryl. Sometimes I just can't take her. So now, here's the 5th boss. Yeah, they really just throw bosses at you in this game.
This place is mine. I'll take point again.
No, these mines aren't the boss. The boss is coming up,
The
sorry.
radar isn't working. And since we can't use the mine detector either...
Leave it to
Now,
me.
she does this really complex route of following things, and really, it's really hard to follow. So you're going to see me having a lot of trouble with it, but we'll get through it. God, it took me so many continues to do this. Because you have to be so accurate along this footpath. Like, Kojima really meant extreme when he made this, because, oh my god, it's insane. Like, you'll see how accurate you have to be across this. Somehow Meryl did it first try.
So, what do you think?
No.
Pretty good, huh?
How did you know where the mines were?
It sounds weird, but when Mantis dove into my mind, I was able to see where the mines were placed. Are you
Not at all.
impressed?
Well, a little bit.
So
Only
here's
a
the hard
little?
strategy. My god, I can't believe I got through that. Looks like someone's gonna shoot Meryl. Go, do it. Too bad we don't get to see it, but... So this is the 5th boss, but we can't do anything to her yet, because we don't have a sniper rifle. So this is the first big amount of backtracking we have to do in the game. And it doesn't take too long. It takes about 10 minutes of backtracking. So it's not too bad. But I think with them adding backtracking like that, it artificially makes the game longer. But really, I don't mind. It was horrible at first, but you get used to it. My god, this is so dark. I can't even see what I'm doing. Oh yeah, I can see I'm watching for the wolf there. So yeah, always wait for him to just go past you, then come out of the hole, because that wolf goes pretty quick. And this one just takes a long, complicated route around. You can kind of stay to this... Oh. You can kind of stay to the side of them without them noticing you, but even if they do notice you, it doesn't count towards your being found. So you're okay. With being found, that means just like going into alert. So again, if a gun camera sees you, it doesn't count, but usually the camera will kill you. So now, the sniper rifle isn't in this building, it's in the building we basically started in, where we fought Ocelot. So we gotta go all the way back there. Luckily, it's not too far away, because the big complaint with this game is a lot of backtracking. But other than that, it's really a good game. But then again, I really have nothing wrong with backtracking as long as it's used well and not overused. Because this isn't the last time we'll see this area. We'll see it about 3 or 4 more times. Actually, I think 3 times. Don't want to be getting ahead of myself. So now we go back to this tank area, but now there's gun cameras and claymores all over the place. So instead of risking my way through all this, I just hang on to the left, because that's a safe way of going about it. Just make sure you hold on to the wall, because there's claymores pretty close to where you would be. But as long as you do that, you make it through fine. And now going back through this area, you don't have to worry about lasers anymore, because once you defeat the tank, they're turned off. Or they may be turned off when you get past them the first time. I've never actually tested it. There is a way of glitching past the lasers earlier on to the tank, but it involves going through a vent and glitching your way through it. Some people are really good at it, but I have a lot of trouble trying to do that. So here you wait for the guard to turn, and we go into the hole we blew up earlier and get stun grenades for the annoying part coming up. We wait for the guard to turn his back, and here I have to use the analog stick, because using the D-pad and trying to get the sniper is atrocious, and I've never done it. So have your keycard equipped, and wait for that guy to go past. There is a way of getting through here really fast by just going up and waiting for guards, but you usually get seen, so I take the long way around, so I don't have to risk anything. You can also go through the hole you blew up to get to Ocelot, to load a new screen and come back in, and the guards will be reset to their original locations. But I just like to show this thing off, because I find it a lot easier for me. So now that we got the sniper rifle, we can go all the way back to that area again. I have to go past those wolves again. And yeah, each time a different part of the game is loaded, the guards will always reset at their normal locations, so you don't have to worry about them seeing you right when you come out of an elevator or something. Which is good. I think it's the same in the other Metal Gear Solids, how the guards will always be in the same location when you load it. Because that would be extremely awful if it wasn't. So again, holding on to the left side, you can get caught by that camera, but usually it won't hit you, because you'll always be underneath it. And you don't have to worry about these gun cameras, they will almost never see you. So again, walking through this area. What I like to do in this area, as I've shown when I first came through here, is hang around this way, because if you take a left, a guard will see you. And don't hit the grating on the floor, because that makes a sound and the guard will come to investigate, and you'll most likely get caught. And I picked the shafts up there, because when I went out to the tank hangar, like that big tank arena area, I had already picked up shafts and I didn't want to waste any. So it's better to get it at this time. So again, it's the same strategy as before of sneaking. Except, coming out this area, you don't have to run into the big room in the middle. You can just run to the commander's room and out that way, without having to deal with any guards. Really not much to say, because again, it's just the same thing. It's all backtracking. Nothing new for a bit until the boss fight. And now again, we have to deal with the wolves. I really don't know how Meryl snuck past these wolves so fast, but she did it. If you take a right when you first get into this area, you can get close to the exit, but you can only see it through a crack in the wall. And see, this is a part where a wolf kind of slows me down because he's just sniffing there. And I can't run past him or he'll see me, because I don't want to risk getting hit, because my health is way low. And I always get the ammo there just so I don't run out during the fight. And again, sneaking past this wolf. I'm not sure if the little wolves see you, if they set off like an alert to the bigger wolves. I'm not too sure about that. See, they can't attack you, it's only the adult ones. So here we go, Sniper Wolf. A really hard fight for me, if I'm going to do it the regular way. But what I do here is just, since I have such low health, I get it so she can only hit me from one area. So that means all I have to do is aim at one area to hit her. So I line myself up by going into first person and moving my way back. Because if you try to aim with the sniper rifle at that one area, it just takes more time and gives her time to hit you if you're not correctly positioned. So what I'm doing here is constantly going in and out of the scope, because once you go into the scope, you have a few moments where Snake actually has steady aim, because after a certain number of seconds he'll start wobbling, and in this game it's really bad, because your aim goes all over the place. But there's a way to combat that without having to do this trick, which kind of gets annoying after a while, is using the diazepam, because that steadies your aim for a good 45 seconds. And you see, she can't hit me from any area except for there. And actually, I don't even know if she can hit me from there, because I've never actually been hit in this position. It's like there's some invisible wall she's hitting when she shoots at me. When doing the fight normally, she can hit you from a variety of positions, and she also hides behind a pillar, which she can either show herself from the left or the right, and to me, it's really difficult to do legitimately. and I usually get hit at least 3 times. So this method is slower, but I think it's just really consistent. And it makes it easier, even though it's kind of boring to watch. But it's a good strategy for anyone who just needs help with the fight. And she does quite a bit of damage if she does shoot you. And if she does, your aim just flies back and you have to aim again. And usually by then, Snake will get nervous and start wobbling his gun again. This won't be the last time we see Sniper Wolf. She'll get to an area later on that's a lot bigger. And we have to deal with her outdoors. And, oh my god. I have never done that the normal way before. Because there's a way of doing it with Nikita's, which I will be showing later on. But the map is like 2.5 times bigger than this one. And she has a lot more hiding places. So this fight is kind of reminiscent of the end in MGS3. Except with the end, he goes all over the place. And you're not just stuck in one area. You're going through many different areas of the map. So right now, I'm out of diazepam, so I have to use this trick again. There is more diazepam in the wolf area, but it's hard to get to without the handkerchief later on. So I wouldn't risk it. I just use this trick. Just double hitting R1. And plus, it's better to use the analog stick for this, because with the D-pad, aiming back up takes a bit more time. It's a lot slower. And usually when she aims at you, she takes a good few seconds before actually shooting you. So it gives you some time to actually hit her. But 2 more shots and she'll be dead. Which should be coming in the next minute. Again, sorry this is kind of boring to watch, but it's consistent. And also shows an easier strategy to do this. I think you can also do it on the right side, but I haven't tried yet. What's weird about this, all the claymores are suddenly gone. So when you run back into this area, you don't have to worry about the claymores again. One more shot. This fight is also random, like the tank. She can go anywhere throughout this. And she's never consistent with it. Come on, Wolf, show yourself so I can finish this. It might be better if, when doing this, you kind of position yourself a bit further out so you can look at 2 or 3 spots at once. But again, for sake of consistency with low health, it's better just to do 1 spot. I'm getting ammo there for later. Not for the second Sniper Wolf fight, but for a later part. That almost requires you to use sniper bullets. So we get close to this door and we're caught. I don't know if this counts as being found as one of the 4 things of being found. So now we hear the voice of the bad guy of this game, Liquid Snake, who's your twin, but we don't find that out till later. So spoilers, if you haven't played this game already. So now this part is the torture scene, and is really difficult because it's button mashing at its finest. Except maybe MGS2, where it's a bit harder. But just the thought of it just makes me give up, so just press select and it'll stop. By doing this, it gives you the second ending, which I prefer compared to the first ending where you actually do save Meryl. But with this, on extreme, I think you have to do 12 rounds total of torture, and you have to press the button really, really fast. And if you fail, there's no continue, so if you didn't save up to that point, well, then you're finished. Your whole run is finished. So now it's just a lot of waiting around, and we get to see Johnny again. So yeah, make another save here, just in case I mess up the coming parts. It's the first time I actually show my time, but I guess that kind of gives you an idea of where you should be for a good run.
She took my clothes.
So I'm not sure if I bother Johnny in this, but you can bother him by constantly knocking or doing a punch-punch-kick combo. And there's a codec call coming up that takes forever. So now you have to wait for Otacon to come along, which takes about a minute and a half. So now I'm bothering Johnny.
Shut up in there, will ya?
And here's the codec call. Again, on the PC version, I'm not sure if you can skip it just by holding a button, because there is a PC version of this game. I don't know when that came out, so they might have fixed it by then. And there is a remake of this game called Twin Snakes, but it's really bad, and the cutscenes are just ridiculous in the worst way. But I think they may let you skip these a bit faster. Because after a while, you just don't want to hit X anymore. Especially if you did the torture where you constantly have to hit circle as fast as you can. But it is possible to get Big Boss while doing the torture, but the torture takes, in total, about maybe, I'd say 15 minutes or less. So it's not something you really want to risk. Especially since the Otacon ending's much better than the Meryl ending, in my opinion. And there, we're done with that cutscene. So, more bothering Johnny.
Shut up in there, will ya?
I just love how fast Snake can knock in this game.
Shut up!
Uh-oh, something's wrong with Johnny.
Oh, my stomach! Oh, damn it!
This is a characteristic of Johnny. He always has to go to the bathroom because of some bladder or stomach problem. You don't find out until later. But it's a horrible excuse later on because it doesn't make sense with Johnny's grandfather in MGS3. But I'll never be doing an LP of that game, so it doesn't matter. So here's Otacon.
Hey, I'm here. Where?
So now we get more cutscenes, but these are really short, so they're already done.
Oh, jeez. He's coming back. See you later.
I always love how Snake says wait there. Now, I really like this little gimmick, using ketchup to fake your own death. I think that was really cool. And now we wait for Johnny to see us and open up the cell door. Hurry up, Johnny. Be sure not to move or do this trick too late, or Johnny will see past it and say, "What are you doing in that ketchup?" So there, I knocked out... No, I didn't knock him out yet. Make sure you don't kill him by choking him too much, because if you do choke him too much, you break his neck. So be wary of that. You can also flip him twice to knock him out. It is possible to get through that without getting an alert, but it really doesn't count towards your rank. So watch out for the gun cameras here. And if Johnny does see you faking your death, you're going to have to wait about 3 minutes more for Johnny to go away again, to go to the bathroom, and Grey Fox will save you. But I think that also has a higher risk of getting hit by Johnny. So now, once again, this will be the last time we ever have to see this area, because we have to backtrack all the way back to the sniper area. So, once again, same strategy as before. And yay, I never have to see this tank area again. It really is the bane of my existence. And sometimes you can get unlucky and actually hit these claymores if Snake just doesn't want to hang on to the wall. Yeah, the gun camera saw me, but luckily, again, it doesn't count towards your big boss ranking. So just follow the same strategy through this area, make sure you don't step on the grating, and you'll do fine. I've had this weird problem lately with this area. When going up the stairs to the second floor, you're supposed to stand on the midway part so the guard won't see you, but sometimes he has seen me, which is really weird. So just watch out when you go up there. If you take too much time, he'll, if you want to take the other way around, he does this weird thing in his route where he'll move forward and you think he's going to turn around, then he'll just move forward again just to fake you out. That's really annoying. Because you don't expect it, but that's just an aspect they put in this game. Now we come back down here for the last time to get the body armor, which makes the next part of this easier. And as you noticed, after the torture scene, it refills your life. But this will be the last time until near the end of the game. So throw your chaff right before you go into this part of the room, just so all these gun cameras don't see you. And the body armor, it reduces all damage by at least half. I think it is just half. So that helps with the later fights, like the stairs and the elevator fights. I remember having to do a big boss run without the body armor because I didn't know you got it there. And oh my god. And so now I'm getting these Nikitas. I could have got them earlier on, but since the amount of ammo I can carry is a lot larger, I just got them now. So I didn't waste any. Because I'm going to need the Nikitas coming up. Because they still play a pretty big role until after Vulcan Raven. So now, a good thing about going past the wolves is that now you have Sniper Wolf's handkerchief, which makes the wolves love you. Which is very useful, so you don't have to worry about getting hit. So you can go around this area just picking up random bits of ammo for the FAMAS or SOCOM if you need it, or the diazepam, but you don't need that anymore if you're going to use the Sniper Wolf trick. I might post a video of me actually attempting the second Sniper Wolf without using Nikitas, but that'll be a real joy to record. So now we're entering the area where we fought Sniper Wolf, and finally progressing somewhere in this game. Again, the amount of backtracking really doesn't bother me, but in doing a video of it, it kind of gets tiresome. Hey, it's Master Miller. That's definitely Master Miller. It's definitely not anyone else. So skipping through all this. Just hoping it would end. Okay, there's a difference in this place now. Because up here on the right, there is now a gun camera. If you just keep running, it'll never hit you. As long as you stay close. And up here comes one of the most infamous parts of MGS1. Everyone loves this section. Definitely make a save here. And before you go into this room, equip your stuns. And toss one in. And wait about 2 seconds and run in. Because now you have an alert. And now you have people chasing you. And here comes the greatest part of MGS1. Be sure to equip your body armor here. Because now you have to go up 29 flights of stairs. So, once you reach the 8th floor here, I'd say chuck a grenade. Stun grenade. And for every second floor, chuck another one. until you reach the midway, I think it's the 16th floor, where you're gonna have to chuck 3. This part is really annoying because there's not only people behind you, but people in front of you who are waiting to shoot you. So here's the midway part. And it goes all the way around without actually going up any flights. And there's guards all over it. So now I'd say throw a grenade almost every flight, just so you don't have any chance of getting hit. But as long as you have the body armor, you should do well, because once you pass this part, it'll refill your health again, because I forgot about that. Not much to say, just keep throwing stun grenades and you should be fine. Depending on how well you do, you could actually end up with some still left over, about 3. I got a bit unlucky here because sometimes the grenades take a while to go off, and I get hit by the last guy. Almost a no damage stairs run, which would have been amazing. Because when you throw a stun, it doesn't affect people that aren't loaded yet. So you could throw a stun, it'll go off, but if a guy just loads up, it won't affect him, and he can still hit you. So there we are, we're down the stairs, and just hit circle and go up the ladder. Now, once you reach up here, definitely make a save, because you're going to need to, because this next part, it's just like the cell fight, because it makes or breaks the big boss run. And you don't want to have to go back through the stairs again, especially if you did so well. So now, since you have the rope, which you should have got right at the beginning when heading up the stairs, you go over the side here. And then the roof explodes. So now this is one of the coolest parts of the game, but definitely make a save here. And I think there's an awkward edit part. Or maybe not. So now Liquid is in his helicopter shooting it, and he hits some steam pipes. So now, on the way down, you have to deal with the helicopter and the steam pipes. The helicopter does a lot of damage, but the steam pipes kind of nick away at your health. So now, there's really no amazing strategy at getting down here. It's just at the beginning, definitely go as far right as you can and push off just to avoid the first pipe. Now, when going down here, I'd say the most you can get hit is twice. If you get hit more, you should just restart. Because this, from here on, you won't get any health refills until Rex. And that's a good 50 minutes away from now. So here is where we still need the sniper rifle. We hang out down here and shoot these 3 guys. These, I think, are the first time, well, maybe on the stairs, but these are the genome soldiers, and they take a lot of hits. They take 4 hits from a sniper rifle, but I'm not going to kill them with the sniper rifle, I just damage them. Because if you hit them, if you hit one of them with a 4th bullet, the others will run away and start shooting at you. So I just take them out all with a Nikita for that 4th hit. And there we go. You can unfreeze that door behind you by putting C4 on it, just in case you had to go back for some reason. Now this part always gets me because it looks like a cutscene, but it's actually not, so you gotta keep running. And get out your card. And now we have the stingers. Stingers are really useful through this game, and are gonna come into play real soon, actually. So now, a real pointless part. We're heading down all these stairs thinking we can reach the bottom floor. But really all we're doing is going down to these stairs to say one word. So this whole thing is pointless.
Damn.
Yes. That's all you need to say, damn, then run back up. You have to do that every single time you play through the game. There's no way of just avoiding it. It's a great gameplay mechanic, I must say. So, we go up here. There is a way to glitch past this next boss, the elevator fight, and Sniper Wolf too, but it's kind of complicated and you need to use C4 right before you hit this cutscene. But you need health for that, like a good portion of health. Some of these game-breaking glitches are useful, but when you finally do them, you're kind of missing some of the important weapons you're going to need for the coming boss fights, etc. So now we go up here and immediately throw a chaff and go up the stairs, because now there's gun cameras here. Every time you hit the second case of stairs past the gun camera, always throw a chaff so you can keep running past these gun cameras. Every 4th floor will have an added gun camera to it, so 1, 2, 3, 4 gun cameras. There's no 5th floor, so you don't have to worry about that. So there are ways to get past these floors without having to use so many chaffs, but then again, you're going to have these chaffs, and you really don't need them too much for the rest of the game. Just for certain areas. So now when we reach the top, we get additional Stinger ammo, FAMAS ammo, which we really don't need yet, and 3 more chaffs to get down the stairs. For those gun cameras, you can also try to avoid them by going around them, but yeah, it's kind of risky. So now we reach the 6th boss. This one's a fun one. A lot of people seem to have trouble with it, but once you get the pattern down, it's not too bad. An awkward cut, because you should make a save here. And if you want, you can make a save after doing the descent off the building. Just in case you get hit by those soldiers or by the gun cameras. You don't want to have to do the descent again and try to perfect it. Like, if you want to try doing the descent without getting hit, it's your choice, but 2 hits is the maximum. So, for this fight, right off the bat, you can hit him with a missile, and every time you hit him, he'll go the exact opposite direction he was flying. So, what you should do is just hide around this container. So you can always predict where he's going to go until you hit him the 6th time, because once you... It's either the 6th or the 7th time when you hit him, he'll fly over to you, but he won't fly away from you. He'll just start shooting at you, and you gotta hit him right away before he hits you. So not much to say here, just shooting him, waiting for him to fly to the direction. And this is the phase where he kinda does that. He doesn't fly away from you, he just flies above you. Once he says nice shot, you can run up to this part right here and get the stingers. Because he won't shoot at you, he'll fly away to do his big move, which is missiles. As long as you're down here, the missiles won't hit you, it just blows up a different part of the level. Because if it blew up this part, that would be not fun, trying to avoid his shots. Now his pattern will change. He'll become a lot more aggressive than he was, hanging around a lot more, and diving below the buildings. When he dives below the buildings, he'll come up either on the right side, the front side, or to the left. And it's best just to stay near where he dives down so he comes up a lot faster. Because if you lose track of him, he can basically sneak up on you. You can also try listening for his, for the Hind, but depending on what kind of TV you have, it's difficult. If you're using headphones while doing this, it's a lot easier to listen for the Hind. But really, when you're aiming the stinger, you can see the little square where it's trying to target him. Then you can just follow him from there. So again, just wait for him to pop up, shoot him, hide. It is possible to move out of the way and hit him again, but usually he might hit you. Because the first few bullets he shoots after you hit him don't actually exist, but then the next few do. When he does that big scream, that means you're almost about to kill him. And sometimes when his health gets lower, he'll hang around the bottom area a lot longer, which can kind of be bad if you don't know where he is. But again, as I said, he'll either appear in front, to the right, or to the left. He very rarely goes like to the extreme right or the extreme left. It's difficult if you did the rope descent and you only have one shot, because this fight isn't very fun with one shot. Because at least with this amount of health, and if you're using body armor, you take even less damage. You could take 3 hits with the health I have right now, I think. With body armor, I think it's 4 hits. Now, since he has no health, he'll fly away. And he'll shoot a missile at me, blowing up the whole roof. But it doesn't affect us, because that was supposed to happen anyway. I don't know how Snake survived that, but he did. Once you do get him down to no health, sometimes he does shoot at you, so you gotta dodge that, because that can easily take your health away. There we go, wiping down my face again. Now Otacon's gonna tell us that the elevator earlier is now working for some reason that we'll find out about. So yeah, it's best if you do the Hind without actually getting hit, just to give yourself a bit of leniency later on. Now going down the stairs, you can either use the chaffs or you can use grenades to actually hit the cameras. You can use stingers as well, but I wouldn't waste them for the later battles. But I just use chaffs, just for the sake of it. Again, the same pattern. When you're on the second staircase, throw another chaff, and you can just keep running without getting hit. I haven't used a save yet, just because I want to save down here. So if I do die, I spawn down here and not have to go back down these stairs again. Which makes it a lot faster. Because there's a pretty high risk that you are going to die at this next part. Especially if you really don't see it coming, but if you're doing a big boss run, you obviously know it's coming. So you shouldn't save here yet, because it'll be a bit of a waste of time. So what you do is just go out here and load the elevator part again, and then save. Because if you were to save just after coming down the stairs, when you load the save again, you'll spawn way back up at the ladder again, and that would totally just waste time. You'd be out at least 3 or 4 minutes by that. So now we call for the elevator, and make sure you equip your FAMAS and body armor for this. This is a unique elevator because even if you hit it twice, it doesn't come any faster. I wonder what that noise is.
Huh?
9 to 1. Oh, this is a good part of the game. If you really wanted it to be a run and gun game, this is the part you'd like. So now, yeah, there's 4 guys in here. We can't see them. You can put on thermals to see them. But right now, all you do is run and gun around this elevator. To run and gun, you hit X and square. Because if you just hit square, Snake will stand in one place. And you don't want to do that, because if they get behind you, then you're screwed. So yeah, all you have to do is make sure when one of them gets up, you just shoot him back down. And really, it's not all that difficult, but you just don't want to lose too much health here. And one guard will always drop a ration in case you aren't doing a big boss run and you just need rations. And the others will always drop bullets. So that's not the only elevator fight we have to do. There'll be another one later on. So yeah, just collecting more chaffs and such down here. And now we have another corridor full of cameras, which you have to watch out for. I always throw 2 just because you'll never make it with just one camera. I mean, with just one chaff for the cameras. So we go out here and another boss. It's Sniper Wolf again, but this time we don't have to sniper. We can do a much more efficient method. That basically you don't have any risk of getting shot by her. So another codec. She somehow gets in on the codec, even though that's Otacons' number, but okay. Whatever, I'll go with it. So run directly to the right here. And hide behind the snow mound. And now get out your Nikitas. I don't know if this was intended for the game, but it just makes this fight a lot easier. Always go into first person with triangle to do this, because it's really hard in third person. And now you can just do this. It takes 10 Nikitas to take her out, but it does the same damage as just shooting her with normal bullets. It's just a bit slower. You can do a combo of doing sniper bullets and stingers. That's the basically optimal method. But I'm not good with the sniper, so I don't even want to try it. So yeah, just follow her around, wait for her to stop, and hit her with Nikita. I do think I miss one Nikita, just for I don't even know what reason, so it wastes a bit of time, but whatever. Make sure you don't hit slopes that are too steep, or else your Nikita will blow up. You can hit like slight slopes, like that, and your Nikita will kind of ride up it. And make sure you don't get too close to trees unless she's right beside it, or else, yeah, your Nikita will get blown up because of the hitbox. I'm not sure if it does full damage if you do hit the tree instead of her, because I don't think that counts as a direct hit. Kinda wish it did, but whatever. So yeah, just same pattern over and over again. As I said, there's basically no risk of getting hit here, depending on how close you are to the open area. I think this is where my rocket gets blown up. Or maybe not. Sometimes she does move out of the way, which kind of makes this tricky. But depending on how fast you get there, sometimes she'll just be running to a new spot and she'll sit there. Because she's never in the same spot the same amount of time. It's kind of random. Oh, yeah, the hitbox is pretty big on either the tree or the Nikita, I'm not sure. I think it may be the tree. So just keep going at it. I think 2 or 3 hits left. And if you do hit the Nikita off the tree once and don't do full damage, when you still hit her with that 10th rocket, I still think it kills her. Just because the game wasn't expecting you to hit her with an explosion. At least that's what happened to me before. Almost done. And there we go, don't have to deal with her anymore. Thing with this, if we're going to do a normal run and backtrack all the way to the beginning again, I don't know for what reason you do that, but you lose the handkerchief here, so you'd have to go past the wolves normally again. So, just skipping the cutscene, I don't think... Yeah, there's no codec. In all these rooms, there's special items around. And, I do make a stupid move here. I go a bit too quickly, and bang. There's special items such as chaffs. I think one has a box in it. But in each of the rooms, they have a certain trap to it, either claymores, gun cameras. There's a level 7 door, which you get after beating Raven, the level 7 card, but it's really not worth it going back there. I think there's just stinger ammo, which you probably won't even run out of, because there's a lot of stinger ammo in Rex's area. So now we're hitting basically the end game. In this room, oh god, this room, there's a little crane thing in the background, and its pattern is completely random when you get in there. So if you were doing a no-save run, you're at the mercy of that. And you knock on that so the guard comes over. You wait for him to just go past, and you run. Because these floors, they can hear you on them. And about this random crane, sometimes it could be all the way to the left when you reach it, and it slowly makes its way over, and usually you'll be seen and immediately fall into the lava below you. Or molten steel, or whatever it is. Which is an insta-kill, obviously. So, I think I take a second here. Yeah, just watch for that guy to go to the bottom floor, so he doesn't hear you. Once he does, you can run down here and run over this way. There's an elevator right behind you in case you want to get back up. But wait for him to pass, run back. This guard, he'll never go to the floor you're on, or like go in the direction you're on unless he hears you. He's a really unique guard, just thinking about him. Right here I used the ration just because this is the second and final elevator fight, and it's a bit more difficult because it's not so closed in. There's a wider range you have to go. So I'd recommend making a save right before this. And it's the best place to use the ration because you really won't need it after this. Especially on a big boss run for the PAL key. So what I do here, I don't shoot them, I just throw them over. So what you do is go beside them and hit square. But when you want to throw them over, the direction you want to throw them in, don't look towards that direction. Look the opposite way and Snake will throw them over. As you can see, I got hit a lot here. I've done a lot better on this before. I've never done a no damage run, but I think I've done one hit or 2 hit run. Luckily, you don't have to worry about 4 guards, it's only 3. It takes a lot longer if you're just going to shoot them. But most of the time, damage is kind of unavoidable. So that's why you got to use the ration and body armor. If you weren't going to get the body armor earlier on, in the Grey Fox area, what you could do is go into that, I think it's the boiler room area, the lava area we were in. You just, well, I'll point it out when we get to it. You go through a certain area and there's body armor in there. I think I might point it out later on. So now it's just a very boring ride down. I think there's a codec call. But we hear ravens. Wonder what that means. But yeah, there's really nothing to see here. This elevator takes a lot longer than the first one. I think it takes about 45 seconds or more. Uh-oh, it's Master Miller. I wonder what he wants. Yeah, Master Miller, he'll kind of spam you with codec calls later on, so will Otacon. Because he has information on Naomi, one of the girls we've been talking to. So now around this area, if you don't really have Nikita ammo, I'd recommend Well, yeah, make a save first, sorry. But I'd recommend going to the right and to the left of these boxes, because behind them is C4 and Nikita's. This method kind of cheats the boss, but it is actually a much faster method, because this boss can be really tough and kind of scary if you lose track of him. So what you do is you go over here to the left and stay almost right on that square and shoot your Nikitas around. What you're normally supposed to do, you can use the Nikitas, but you can also use Claymores, C4, Stingers, but he's really hard on Extreme. So what you do is just shoot Nikitas, and most of the time he'll just sit there trying to shoot your Nikita, but will always miss. I don't exactly know why. I'd have to look up why he does this, but it works, so. So you just keep doing that, and just make sure you shoot the Nikitas as fast as possible so he can't move, because he's not stuck in that place forever. But as I said, it really is efficient, and it doesn't take that much time. And it is the fastest method. I think the fastest ever is like 54 seconds on him. So now, skip some cutscenes, skip a codec from Master Miller. Now we finally had the level 7 card. So if you really wanted to go get those stingers, you could go all the way back up, but it's really not worth it. Blah blah blah. Some of these codec calls just take so long. But that really isn't Master Miller, that's actually the bad guy, who's just using everyone right now. So now we enter... We're getting close to Rex's base, who is kind of a tough boss fight, I guess. Depending if you use the good method or you just try to wing it. And this area is full of gun cameras. There's at least, I'd say, about 20 gun cameras in this area, so you should use 2 chaffs when going through it. But if you go to the right when you get into that area, you get all those stingers, which is really useful later on. So now we get our first sight of Rex. Metal Gear Rex, that is. Which we'll be fighting in the next 20 minutes to half an hour. But now we get spammed by codec calls from Otacon. Luckily these are pretty short. But on every flight we go up, we get spammed by Otacon. Or, as they call him in this game, Otacon. Don't know why they say that. It's really only Meryl that says it, but we won't be hearing from her anymore, thankfully. So yeah, just climb the ladders. It's funny to watch Snake climb the ladders with any type of grenade, because he's only climbing with one hand. And yeah, for some reason I had a bit of trouble there, because you have to be really close to the ladder so you don't punch it. And here's the longest Otacon cutscene codec call thing. Now in this area we only have to worry about one guard, but he's kind of difficult because the whole floor is graded, so that means he can hear you across the whole floor. But there's ways around it, which I'll be showing. This is actually kind of where the box comes in, but we'll be seeing that a bit later. Right now all you have to do is stand here, look down there, wait for him to turn the corner, wait about a second or two, and then start running. And just head up this area, and he'll hear you, but he would come to investigate, so he wouldn't get alerted right away. Unskippable cutscene, I guess.
Okay.
So now is the last alert of this game. It's a bit tedious if you don't have a lot of health, but if you have body armor, you should be good. You can do it without getting hit, but I don't think I did that here. Because if you just start shooting with your SOCOM, you might be able to hit that guy, which stops him from shooting, then you just flip him over your shoulder. And always carry a grenade when trying to run from him, because it speeds you up. And I think you run at the same speed as them when you're holding a grenade. And then, since they can't climb ladders, he's just stuck down there. If you are going to go for a big boss run of this game, and you really haven't played this game that much, always start on the easier difficulties. Like, always start on normal, then hard, then extreme, because going from normal to extreme, you lose the radar, the enemies are a lot tougher and a lot smarter. Because the radar can be pretty important to you if you're used to it. But once you play it on hard, you can basically do extreme, except you won't get the health refills after the boss battles. So now, I'm looking for a rat who ate the PAL key. It sounds ridiculous, I know, but he did it anyway. He spawns pretty randomly, so I'm using the stinger trying to find out where he is. If you do a run on extreme, and you do less than 10 continues, then you get the rat with the PAL key. If you do more than 10 continues, it's somewhere in the drainage ditch. And if you enter the drainage ditch, it slowly kills you. But again, slowly kills you. So I think I saw the rat there. I wasn't sure. But now he should be over here. Probably scared him over here. See, the rat really wasn't responsive in this. This can be a real run breaker if you're not doing well for time. Because he has different directions he can come out. I think 3 different places, but he usually only comes out the 2 places. So I scared him to the different area. And if the key does fall in the drainage ditch, it falls literally randomly in the drainage ditch. There's no consistent spot, so it kind of punishes you. And so now I got the PAL key, and this is kind of annoying backtracking, because you have to do this basically 3 times. You have to do it with the normal PAL card, you have to freeze the PAL card to make it change into a different form, and then you have to heat it up while having to climb all these ladders again and again. But whatever, you gotta do it. Again, it's not another one of those ways just to artificially make the game longer. In Twin Snakes, they fixed it because they had these certain pipes that either freeze or heat up your PAL card, which I think is pretty cool. But then again, the game really does suck. So you wait for that guard to pass by, wait about 2 seconds, and then run. I stopped there a couple of times just to make sure I waited long enough. And then run in. For this first guard, I recommend throwing a chaff, because there are security cameras in here. So you throw the chaff, wait for it, get out your PAL key, and then run to the first computer. On the second key, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to throw a chaff now, as long as you take that direction out, because the camera will never see you. Now, this is the first time we get to see the box in action. It won't be the last, so I think you get to see it once more, but you get out the box, make sure you de-equip your weapon, wait for him to turn, and just go before the second platform goes out. He'll come over and see the box. Then he'll say something really funny. I found that funny just the way he says it. So once he turns around, you go up behind him and you flip him, and then start running. And like a stupid guard, he doesn't notice you. If you have a weapon, it really doesn't help, because you might forget about it and actually shoot him or throw a grenade or something. Then he'll get alerted. And he can't use stun grenades, because that will automatically put him into an alert, which you don't want. I I was kind of risky doing this whole PAL card thing because from Raven, like right before Raven on to Rex, I actually didn't do any saves. But I'd say if you want, make a save right after you do every PAL card. So 3 saves. Just in case, because if you fail, you have to do it all over again. Which I have to admit, I did fail my first try at it. I think it was either going for the freezing of the PAL card or for the hot PAL card. I got seen by one of the guards. So again, here's the camera room. Throw a chaff right away. Wait for it to explode and run. I think I threw 2 chaffs by accident. But right now, you don't even have to worry about wasting them anymore. As long as you got enough of them. Right away, you... Oh yeah, forgot, this isn't where the guards come in yet. So, right now, there's no guards in this room, so you can just run away all around this whole arena area. And just pick up the Nikitas and Stingers. You don't even need the Nikitas anymore, so just get the Stingers. You have to wait exactly a minute for your card to freeze. So it's kind of boring waiting for it. So you can just run around or do whatever you want. As I said, in Twin Snakes they changed this so you only have to go to a pipe and shoot it to freeze your card. Instead of having to come back here and wait. So I'm just making Snake do laps for now. I'd say always have your PAL card out and keep checking on it just to know when it goes blue. Like that. Now, I would have hated a gimmick, like if you took too long getting back to the control room, if your card just went to room temperature again. I think that would have been horrible. But luckily they didn't include it. I don't know if they did in Twin Snakes, but I don't have to deal with it, so that's good. So now, same thing as before, just climbing the ladders, backtracking as usual. Luckily they don't have guards scattered all over here as well, so you don't have to do a lot of avoiding. That wouldn't be fun at all. So yeah, just climbing the ladders again and again. There's really nothing to say about this. It's just the same thing until the hot PAL card, where we have to go even further to get it back to the blast furnace. Don't know why I called it the boiler room earlier. It's called blast furnace. So, once again, just look in first person, wait for the guy to turn a corner, wait 2 seconds, then run. The tough strategy for trying to leave this place without that guy noticing you without a box is you have to wait for him to turn to go onto one of the outwards catwalk areas and kind of run past him, but usually he hears you. So the cardboard box is much more consistent, sorry. So yeah, you see I didn't need to use the chaff there since it is held near the bottom, because the camera doesn't see you when you get in there. So once again, using the box. Make sure he turns, go up, but don't go too far. Don't go past the catwalk area. I just want to hear him say this again. Oh, gotta love that. So wait for him to turn. And make sure he doesn't get too far away from you, because then he'll hear your footsteps, turn around, and alert people. So, last part of backtracking in the game, actually, which is really good. But it takes the longest, because you have to go all the way back to that blast furnace. I think it takes about the same amount of time as getting the sniper rifle. But if you were going to go for as less saves as possible, I'd probably recommend doing what I'm doing now. Is just do all the PAL cards and Vulcan Raven in one go. Because it's nice to see, and I don't even know why I used a box there. It's nice to see people use as less saves as possible, because it just really looks nice. And also, you don't want, if you were going to load from a previous game, you don't want that stealth or bandana to come up, because that just really looks bad on your stat screen. That's what happened to me the first time. Because when I first went for a big boss... Oh, first I'll say, every time you come into this room, take a left, but don't go too far left. Just go down that pathway, and they'll never see you. So now you have to wait for the elevators, so I'll just say, first time I ever went for big boss, I started on a previous file. So I loaded it up, did it, got to the PAL cards. I was trying to change to go to, I think it was the cold PAL card, and by accident I changed to stealth. I killed myself in the game, reloaded the save. I had to do all, like, I think I had to do it from Raven on again. And it still counted towards my rank in the end. And I was wondering why, but then I found out, no matter what, if you load from a previous save, it'll still show that you used it. Even if you didn't. Which really looked bad. But it's not like in other games where if you load up from a previous save, you'll have all these extra stuff unlocked. Like, I think it's... I forget what weapon it is in MGS4. It's like a sun gun or stun gun or something like that. My friends have told me about it. But that supposedly makes the game easier. And yet you can still get Big Boss with it. So yeah, it's always better to go from a fresh save. Just so your Big Boss looks more legitimate. Here, sometimes the camera can see you when you're coming up the elevator and automatically shoot you, which is really annoying. So, watch out for that. The best thing is not to use your chaffs. Like, if you don't have that many left, is just use your stinger or something. Because you get lots of stinger ammo around. So again, going up these elevators. This one is a lot shorter though, so that's good. So now we go into the blast furnace. This area, there's enemies in it, but they'll never come to the bottom floor as long as you're on it. I don't know, it's just weird enemy AI for this one guard. Because if you move up to the mid floor, he'll actually go down to the bottom floor. As I said, it's pretty unique AI in this game for that guard. So Snake just does this. I don't know why I did it. It looks weird. Oh, to get that body armor. Basically, right when you come in from that area I just entered, keep going straight and down into this area with steam, and just go through it and head to the left, and I think you have to either just walk in or go prone, and you'll enter an area with body armor and stinger ammo, and I think there's stun or chaff grenades in there as well. It's worth it if you haven't got the body armor yet, or don't have that many stuns. But be wary since there's two security cameras in there. Oh, gun cameras, sorry. I always get mixed up with them. And my card should be hot by now. Yeah. You'll always know when it's room temperature because it'll be yellow, and of course when it's cold it'll be blue, when it's hot it's red. So now for the last time we just head back. And thankfully it's a short elevator ride. And no more elevator ambushes, which is good. Every time you re-enter different parts of the level though, any gun cameras or security cameras you destroyed, they'll automatically respawn there. It's not until MGS2 where if you blow them up, they'll never appear there again. I guess it's kind of just a limit on PS1 stuff. But it's not too big of a problem. So just throw a chaff or use a stinger or something like that. And then go past it. It is possible to walk past it, but I think you have a pretty small window to get past it before it actually shoots you. And usually it's a one-hit kill, because your health will be pretty low by this point if you didn't do well at different parts. So now we got another really, really long codec scene. I really like this part of the game coming up, though. Snake, what are you doing? I think they're probably the best boss fights in the game, the most epic ones. And also I really like the Jeep escape. I think that's really fun. I'm going to be doing probably a video of me trying to do the Jeep escape by doing third person, which is really difficult because I think you're meant to just do it in first person, but third person you can't even see where you're shooting, so that's going to be a real joy. And for that Jeep escape, it's impossible to not take damage during it, because at the second checkpoint, there's 3 enemies, and no matter what, you'll get hit twice at least. But thankfully, before that, they refill your health. So, you don't really have to worry about getting hit that much. Oh god, this cutscene just goes on forever. And I still don't understand how she's calling through the Colonel's codec. If it makes no sense to me. Okay, getting through this area, it's different from when we first went through it with enemies in it, because you don't go up the left. I don't know why it changed, but if you go up the left, the guards will see you. I don't know if they spawn in a different area when you go through this way, but that's how it goes. So once you enter here, you take a right, all the way to the right, put away your weapon, and follow this guard and flip him over. If you don't want to risk that, you can just follow them and wait for the guards to get away from this door, but I just did it because it's a lot quicker. Again, throw your chaff, just so the gun cameras don't get you. It'd be annoying if you didn't have chaffs and you had to take out all these individually. But you'd have to waste a lot of chaffs to get to that point. Because at this point in the game, they're pretty generous. There's other areas I haven't visited yet in Rex's base where I think they have more stinger ammo and chaff grenades. For some reason, they do have SOCOM ammo and FAMAS ammo in the drainage ditch, but you don't even need it anymore. Because there's no more guard fights or anything. It's just boss fights from here on out, and then the Jeep escape. Which I guess I consider a boss fight in a way. So, last time we have to see this, though, which is nice. Getting rid of the backtracking. And it's good in this game how they give you a lot of saves, because in MGS2, they only give you 8 saves or less. And, oh my god. That game is so ridiculous that you have to do a bunch of really hard stuff between each save. I don't know how people do it, but that's just amazing to me. Now, going back in here to go to the last laptop, you don't need to throw chaff, but I just did it for the sake of it. Because you don't even need chaffs anymore. But you can go in there without the camera seeing you. And there we go, all the PAL cards. Oh no, Liquid's talking to us, and it seems he's acting a bit strange. This is where I think the game gets really good. And now we find out it's actually Liquid, our twin brother, who just wants us dead the whole time. Now they trapped us in this room, so what you have to do is call Otacon, or Otacon as they call him, and just wait for him. It's weird when he calls you back. It's what he says Snake, I'm opening the door. It just sounds so weird. And there's no need for him to say it. And this awesome sound. That's always hilarious, watching Liquid run away and hearing that. I never got to show this cutscene coming up, but it's really good. When Liquid says, "Snake, did you like my sunglasses?" That's one of the best parts of the game. And now I'm just making a save, just so if I fail this, I don't have to go all the way through it again. And they refilled your health just in case. Because this fight can be a bit of a pain because of his laser attack. Because he technically has 4 attacks. He has a machine gun. The missile's what he's about to use right now. You'll see the lasers coming up soon. But also, if you get too close to him, he'll also use his stomping attack, which does a lot of damage. There's multiple methods to taking him out, but this is the best method. I have a previous video on this, but I think I do much better here, because I perfected it more. Most of the time you should hit him while he's doing the missiles, so go far away so he wants to do them. And once he starts, get really close so the missiles don't hit you. You can also hit him when he shoots you with his machine gun. All you have to do is move out of the way and shoot, which gives you another shot when he does his missiles as well. So this fight can either take like 3 minutes or it can take 8 minutes, depending on how you do it. There's more complicated ways I used to do it, like doing chaffs and having to go underneath him the whole time. But luckily I found out this method. Can't remember if I saw it in a video or I actually just found it out. I'm not sure, it's been a while. But obviously other people have done this. It's not too hard to figure out. Oh, I just love this speech and the music in the background, it gets me every time. And Snake constantly going, "It's no good, I can't do it, I can't do it." I really like the story in this game because it really gives Snake a personality, makes him look actually like a human compared to the other games. And you actually get to see how emotional he can be and how connected to people he can be. So the second phase, after Grey Fox took out the Raydome, now Liquid has to show himself. So it's basically the same, except you can't use chaffs on him, because since now he can see you, chaffs don't disturb him. And there, I got hit. So you gotta either shoot inside the cockpit or just above or below it. Depending where you hit, it does different amounts of damage. So if you hit Liquid directly on, it does the most damage. If you just hit below him, it does a little bit less. I think I got really close to a no damage run on this. But yeah, it's basically just do the strategy over and over and you'll do well. There we go, all done. Now you have a 2-minute long unskippable cutscene, but I wanted to show something off in it. Something I really never noticed until a few runs ago. A few runs prior to this. So yeah, you can't skip past it.
You're still alive.
Oh, you really can't see it in this video. Right now, he's actually, with his right foot, he's not standing on anything. And now he goes all the way over to here, and he is actually standing on nothing.
A world where warriors like us are honored.
I don't think they really even noticed he wasn't standing on anything. He's standing on some invisible platform the whole time.
It was his dying wish. When he was young, during the Cold War,
I really like the fist fight coming up. I think it's pretty fun. It's nothing like the Solidus fight visually in MGS2, but I think it does pretty well.
With all the liars and hypocrites running the world,
Again, it's unskippable, so I wish I could just hurry this up.
we're losing our place in a world that
But I kind of
no
like
longer
Liquid's
needs
speech.
A world that now spurns our...
Especially when he has a voice crack coming up.
You should know that as well as I do. After I launch this weapon and get our $1 billion, we'll be able to bring chaos and
So I'll basically just let this go,
world gone.
because I have really nothing to say until the fight comes up.
Conflict will breed conflict. New hatreds will arise. Then we'll steadily expand our sphere of influence.
But as long as there are people, there will always be war.
But the problem is balance. Father knew what type of a balance was best.
Is that the only reason?
Isn't it reason enough for warriors such as us?
Oh, here
I
it
don't
comes,
want
his
that
voice
kind of
crack.
world.
Ha! You lie. So why are you here then? Why do you continue to follow your orders while your superiors betray you?
Always love that.
Why did you come here?
But luckily it's almost done.
Well, I'll tell you then. You enjoy
What?
the killing. That's why.
What?
Are you denying it? Haven't you already killed most of my comrades?
That was...
I watched your face when you did it. It was filled with the joy of battle.
You're wrong.
There's a killer inside you. You don't have to deny it. We were created to be that way.
And once he says created, you can just skip the cutscenes. They're just full of stock footage and that, just because... I don't know. That was Kojima's idea. So, skip all the cutscenes and the codec call saying that the government's gonna bomb the area. And that you're gonna die, so you better fight Liquid just to get it over with. I think it's the last cutscene you have to do before the end. Because the end has one more codec, sorry. And here's the awesome fight.
If you win, you might.
It's one of the
still
hardest
use the
fights,
same.
actually.
You could enjoy one brief
Liquid can be
moment of
very
love
difficult with
this
some of his moves.
If you cross
You'll
this
fall.
line, you
This
fall.
height, it
At
will
this
kill
height,
even
It will
you.
kill even you.
Okay, usually if you die during this and hit continue, it'll go back to 3 minutes, but you don't have to listen to his speech. But since you're going for Big Boss, you'll only have 2.5 minutes to do this, so you're pretty short on time. So right now, he'll just go around the arena in 8 places. 4 on the inside, 4 on the outside. And you just punch, punch, kick. If he goes towards the outside, just kind of lure him out, so he doesn't kick you off. And now, once he says nice shot, he'll go on the offensive and try to kick you and punch you. But once you punch, punch, kick him, just run away from him. Sometimes he'll get hit, but you don't want to be near him when he does his punch, punch, kick, because it's really strong. You don't want to try flipping him either, because if you do so, he can throw you off Rex. On every other difficulty, you can actually grab on the side and pull yourself up, but on this, it's an insta-kill. So once he reaches low health, he'll start either falling off Rex or falling on the ground. Right there, he just did a punch-punch shin kick. The shin kick does a horrible amount of damage to you, almost as bad as his bull rush, which takes about 1/4 of your health. And see how he fell on the ground there? He actually does not have an invincibility window when he gets up from that. So once he actually gets up, you can hit him. With the bull rush, you can wait for him to do it, then just dodge out of the way. But I don't think I did in this video. Because once he finishes his bull rush, he'll just stand there for about 3 or 4 seconds, waiting for you to hit him. Also, you have to kick him off the level. You can't just beat him up in the middle, because it needs to copy the cutscene, I guess. So now we get to the Jeep chase. This is the best way to do it. It's just hiding by the Jeep and just kind of playing with this guard, like throwing him around and that. Because if you kill him, another one will spawn in his place. So this just wastes time, so you don't have to deal with the other 3.
Got it! Snake, jump in!
So you get in here, Best thing to do is just blow up these containers as fast as possible. Also, with the guard, Otacon just ran over. I don't know if that counts as a kill towards you. I'm not too sure. With those guards, you don't want to kill any more than you have to, because depending if you did it like me, you'll be very strict now on how many kills you can get, because you have to kill these guards coming up. So, it's possible to get past this with, without getting hit, this part. But it can be a bit difficult. This next part is much harder to do. See, no matter what, you're going to get hit twice. Don't worry about the guy in the middle. Always go for the left guy, then the right guy, then the middle guy. Most of the time, the middle guy will only hit the invisible wall right in front of him. This has awesome music, by the way. So now, you have a visitor from behind. Liquid, he's still alive.
Not yet, Snake.
Now he'll be driving and shooting at you. What you might think is this is timed, so you just have to keep him off your back for a certain amount of time, but it's not. It's actually based on how many times you hit him. So I think you have to hit him 5 to 7 times for the first phase, 5 for the second phase, 3 or 4 times for the third phase, and I think 7 for the fourth. So this part can be a bit difficult, because every time he hits your Jeep, it knocks your aim off, so be prepared to throw it back into the correct direction. So if it goes right, just make your aim go left, so it doesn't avoid it too much. Sometimes, if he hits you, and then he rams you with the Jeep, sometimes it doesn't even affect you at all, and then you can hit him easily, but that's rare. So yeah, just try to aim away from him until he pops up again, then shoot him. Because this can go on for a while if you don't shoot him enough. Now, when he hits this side, he actually has points where he's invincible. So no matter how many times you hit him, or look like you're going to hit him, he actually won't get hurt by it. Which is rather annoying. Here, he'll ram into your Jeep, but I don't think it affects your aim that much. So just keep aiming at his head until a cutscene pops up, this cutscene. And then you don't have to worry about getting hit in it, because it doesn't count. And there you go. You're done, and hopefully have Big Boss. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to leave the credits in just because I thought I'd leave them in. Also, at the end of this video will be the stats screen showing you what I got. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Actually, one other thing I wanted to point out is that if you are going for Big Boss, you have to remember that the credits do count towards your timer. They take about 7 minutes, so be prepared for that.
You mustn't allow yourself to be chained to...
Yes, sir. The entire unit was wiped out. Those two are still alive. The Vector? Yes, sir. Fox Die should become activated soon. Right on schedule. Yes, sir. I recovered all of Rex's dummy warhead data. No, sir. My cover is intact. Nobody knows who I really am. Yes, the DARPA chief knew my identity, but he's been disposed of. Yes. Thank you. Goodbye, Mr. President.